my name is Brick Skull and welcome to my review of the Panlos Bricks Magical Sanctuary. There are 6,619 parts and 0 minifigures. Now, it did not initially come in the mills plate, that is something I added afterwards, along with a lack of Technic pins to attach it into a modular row, which I added into the mills plate. Right. Okay, let's get into a more in-depth look at the first ground level. Okay, here we have the base level. I have separated it out into the other 5 sections as well. Let's start with the side view. There is not much to look at. There is a rat and a few other crates. These are in fact actually 2x2 bricks with a tile on top, not the more recent 2x2 crate that the leading brand has. The back, there is nothing at all, but it looks good. There is no leakage of anything, which is much better than some things. And the side alley here, which is the corner section, it's obviously all the tile details, custom built lamppost and a door with a sticker. There are in fact stickers all over this, do not know exactly how many. Moving over here, there is a newspaper stand and another one of the lampposts and a fire hydrant. Of course, the double doors do open, and we get a nice view of the stairs inside. Let's have a look at the interior. Okay, here we have the view from the inside. It is completely tiled off. There is a little nook over here with a coffee table with a letter, couch and armchair, along with a lamp, and a small shelf. Hang on. Small shelf bookcase thing there with a gold and silver, 2 different circles. I'm guessing they're shields. They have stickers on them. And then a really nice fireplace in there. You can't really see it with the lights, but there is a detailed mantelpiece on top with a small lamp, a mug, a goblet, and a couple other things. Moving to the inside of the front, there is a small cabinet there with a clear glass and mug on top. Some lights, just a detail on either side of the doors, and following on another light, and then a desk with a, well, not sure what it is, some form of ornate pot, and another small lamp. In here then we have a bookcase, armchair, another lamp, some urn pot thing, and another small cabinet in it with 2 different gold pieces. Excuse me a second, I knocked off one of the banisters. Into the back area where there is, of course, a door into it here. Yeah. Some nice gold shelves in here, a window to the outside, and a lamp there with then just a green dish there. Of course, that window is just outside here with the crates. Can't really see much apart from the green dish. Of course, along the side there is then, excuse me a second, I have decided to abandon my tripod. Let's continue. Of course, there is the area here with the golden ski on either side, and of course, some form of, can I get in there? Not particularly well. There is some form of picture. Some more detail behind this altar with a green stone. Of course, several lights running along the whole thing. There's the 2 golden skis. And 2 more pictures. Anything down here? Yes. There's another lamp and another picture. Again, can't really access these. I cannot fit the camera down, so I'm terribly sorry you won't get to see that. Of course, then this door opens out and then into that section there, which adds a bit more light in. And don't think I showed this earlier, but there's another nice photo thing just here. Okay. Now let's spin this back around. Part quality is excellent. I cannot tell any difference apart from the fact that the dark bluish grey does not match up to the leading brand, but honestly it's slight, most people wouldn't even notice it. Of course, the stairs just slide, the rest of the staircase just slides in here. It's a bit difficult to do with one hand, and so I'm going to cut until I have it back in. Okay, it's back in. It is all built using the modified tiles at the back, and it honestly looks lovely. There's a nice banister using a telescope piece, square stud, and a cheese wedge. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Excuse me a second, I'm going to put on the next level. Alright, and it is on. Here is the front. There is just 2 windows on either side with a round window in the middle. And going around the corner, it's genuinely just more windows, and then a more detailed area here with, I'm guessing this is a form of drain pipe or gutter system. And the back is, again, it's completely plain. There is no leakage of parts going out from the inside to the outside at all throughout the entire set. And the back is always detailed with masonry bricks or something. The side has windows and more masonry bricks, and honestly looks quite nice. Let's have a look at the inside. Of course, there is a continuation of the stairs there to the next level. A lovely clock there. Then there are lights throughout the whole thing. I'm just going to stop mentioning them. A shelf here with 2 gold roller skates and a red crystal. So, hang on, just straighten that. Never mind. And now a big bookcase here with sections of books, a skull, a top hat, and a flight helmet. Then on this side here, there is a plant there, another lamp, and a plant. And then a smaller shelf blocking the window. Now, of course, all of these on this side block windows. This side, not so much. There are 2 Crusader Knight helmets, one in silver, one in gold. And then the same with 2 other different types of helmets on the larger bookcase here, with, of course, many more plates and tiles to make up the rest of the books. And the whole thing is a mezzanine, so you can still see the ground level. Now, these 2 things here and here are actually lights. I'm going to show the whole model with all of its lights turned on at the end. They are actually individual lights. You have to turn each one on, and it's a little bit finicky to get done, so I'm not going to turn them on now, because to take the model apart, put back together, turn on the lights, take too long, and also I'm afraid the lights might die or get weaker because I have no idea how long they last, and I don't think you can actually replace the batteries. At least I haven't seen anything on how to. So I'm going to cut until the next level is on. Okay, the next level is on. The back here is detailed with a few masonry bricks, and then 2 sets of windows, the same along the side. The front of it is much the same as the floor below, just with slightly smaller windows, different design in the middle, and black railings. Same with this side here, with again a more detailed window in this section of that door. Let's have a look at the inside. This is the living quarters of the sanctuary. That's one of the lights. It has fallen off. The next level, just going to take that out for now. Actually, I could show you. It is essentially just a 3x3 round with a stud there, and then obviously that's all the electrics. That's the switch. Hang on. Yeah, they're decently bright and do light up a decent bit of the build, but yeah, I'll leave that to the side until I can click it back on. Here's the kitchen area. It's just a kitchen. There's not much to be shown. And the fridge, hang on, if I just take it out. Everything is only attached by a couple of studs, any piece of interior detailing, so you can easily remove it to have a look. Here's the fridge. It does not open. It is just built with some studs not on top technique to attach all of these rounded elements. There is a scroll and a couple pictures. Nothing special, but still quite nice. And that just clicks in there, and that of course is the stairs up to the next level. And all the stairs are connected. There is actually a door here, which shows then the small landing for the next level. And inside here there is a form of hat rack, and then just, I'm guessing it's a shoe stand with another letter on top, and of course another light. Now there is no more detail in there apart from a small table there with a flower. Of course, over here, another pet picture, and then a lovely checkered purple carpet with 4 chairs and a table. The end chair here does spin. And of course, here is the bed. Again, there's not really any printing or anything, but there's a clock there. And 2 bedside tables, one of them with a lamp. Then there's a tool crate there beside the fireplace, which is really nice. And then, of course, there are flowers along the front wall here and here, along with more lamps, and then detailing above that window as well. Hang on, just rotate the build. Again, as just a form of magical symbol. It's really not much, but the chest here has a teapot and a genie lamp, and the chest here has a candle on top of it, and inside a large hammer and 2 golden daggers. And of course, here's the lovely bathroom, door access. Hang on, just click the chest back on. Set of shelves there, a lovely shower, which is quite well detailed, toilet, and a decent sink with a drain. That is it for this level, and I will now click on the actually the second last module. One moment. This back on the, this is actually the top module, there's no more rooms after this, just a roof, is actually the plainest. We'll get to what that wheel does in a moment. And the side is also quite plain, but the front, it is a angled black roof with a lovely printed golden window. All these 4 curved tiles and the window are prints, and then some more regular windows which you can see some of the interior for, and similar on the side. And of course on top is all of these hooks to give it a lovely edging, I guess. Same on the side. Inside you have the usual stairs with a door into the landing, and a nice green and light grey checkered floor with a bookcase and drawers there, flower pot and a lamp in there, and a small writing desk with a mug, lamp and letter, and I'm guessing that's a quill, and then another sort of drinks cabinet with, hang on, actually I'll take it out with 2 different bottles inside and 2 different glasses, and that just clicks back in there very easily. Of course, then this bookcase here has a golden apple and some form of red crystal. Now, I can't remember if this chest has anything inside it. It has a book. Is there anything inside the book? No, the book is plain, but it is still quite nice to have a nice green book piece if one wanted to collect them. Of course, there is 2 small tables with there's things on top, another small desk with a lamp and letter, and then several more of these cabinets. This one has a red minifigure head and some form of helmet. I think it's a samurai. I'm going to leave that out actually. And then another one which has a sword and shield. Of course, taking them out reveals this sticker here. Not really sure what it's meant to represent. There's a skull and a purple head and 2 smoking things, and then the bookcase, and then this is the only one I actually really wanted to mention. It is completely hollow on the inside and no details, because there was actually a large red cape that you were meant to fold up and put in here. One, you couldn't really see it from these pieces, and also I could not for the life of me figure out how to get it in, so I left it out. Yeah, let's just put all of these back in. As you can see, one of the legs of the cabinets didn't come off, which is this one, which goes there, and this goes here. Now, of course, the main attraction of this level is the giant monster coming out of the portal. There's also a candle and stack of letters there. This is actually what the wheel on the back for. If you turn that, both the mouth and tentacles turn. Obviously, not meant to turn it that way. One moment. Of course, the tentacles are quite large and usually in a bunch of different parts. And that just clicks on here, like so. But yes, the whole thing turns for outer tentacles and mouth. Of course, rotate. Honestly, it's really cool. Now, I'm going to put the final roof on, and then, oh, that is pretty much it. So, one moment. And here's the roof. There is not much, but there is some piping here to whatever these are, and a chimney here and here. And of course, the regular door on its side, which accesses the final ending of that staircase. Of course, there is piping detail and a few other bits on top, including a water tower that is in fact labelled water tank on both sides. That is, quite frankly, everything. And, well, yeah, here it is, the entire sanctum, well, magical sanctuary from the brand Panlos bricks. This is Brick Skull, signing out.